Welcome student. Today we are going to see again term 1 unit 6 health and hygiene. Because this lesson is October monthly test portion for yours. So this week revision after we are going to next term. Okay students. Reading this lesson may help to understand the various causes of sickness. How we will see what is health. Health. To maintain good health, you should follow good hygiene, eat nutritious food, do exercise, take rest, and have a sound sleep. In simple word, physical, emotional, and psychological well-being a person. Then hygiene. Hygiene refers to the good habits and their practice which is followed to prevent diseases, maintain health, especially through cleanliness, consumption of safe drinking water, and proper disposal of sewage. Then cleanliness. Cleanliness, it refers to state of being clean, which is essential for food, health, to protect us from diseases. It is essential to maintain good health by taking regular bath, cleaning the clothes and the surroundings, and also avoiding unhygienic food consumption. Then dental care. Good oral hygiene implies sound teeth and healthy gums with healthy surrounding tissues. The physical act of chewing food promotes saliva and gastric secretions which helps digestion. The act of chewing and tasting is called mastication. It gives pleasure and emotional satisfaction of eating food. Teeth is essential for good appearance and clear speech also. Brush your teeth twice a day and also you can use floss to clean your teeth. Diseases affecting the teeth. Diseases affecting the teeth and gums, then causative agents and remedial measures are given below. Name of the diseases: bleeding gums. Causative agents are vitamin C deficiency. Consequences: bleeding of gums. Remedial measures: eating citrus fruits. Tooth decay. Bacteria in plague. Bacteria produce acids. Brushing and flossing the teeth can prevent decay. Periodontitis. Tobacco chewing. Severe form of gum disease in the bones, gums and other tissues. Remedial measures are: chewing type of tobacco should be avoided. Eat well balanced diet. And hair care. The condition of the hair reflects to some extent the nutritional status and general health of the body. Thin sparse hair and the loss of hair indicates a poor nutritional status. Then how to keep the hair clean and healthy. The regular hair wash and massage of the scalp will remove the dead skin cells, excess oil and dust. Rinsing the hair well with clear water and using good toothed comb for your hair dressing is highly essential for the maintenance. Then diseases. What is diseases? A disease is the functional or physical change from a normal state that affects the health of a person by causing disability or discomfort. The following are reasons that could lead to the development of disease in an individual. The different types of diseases. The prevention and treatment of sickness can be considered in two groups for their better understanding. They are communicable and non-communicable diseases. Communicable diseases, one person to another healthy person. Example: tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid. These diseases spread through contaminated air, water, food or vectors. Vectors means insects and other animals. The tuberculosis caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. The prevention and treatment are drinking boiled clean water, proper disposal of sewage, and then proper vaccination. Then non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases do not spread from one person to another. Example, migraine, heart attack, cancer. Non-communicable diseases are never caused by germs, bacteria or other living organisms that infect the body. Antibiotics or medicines that fight against germs do not help to cure non-communicable diseases. Problems caused by malnutrition. Nutritious food is needed for a person to grow well, work hard and stay healthy. Many common sicknesses are caused by malnutrition. Specific health problems of children. Anemia. It is caused by eating food with less iron content and can also caused due to feeding some other foods instead of breast milk. Severe anemia in children may lead to hookworm infection, chronic diarrhea and dysentery. In recent days, school-going children, especially the girls, are affected by anemia. The government of Tamil Nadu provides weekly iron folic tablets to all the girls in the schools of all areas. Consuming iron-containing food sources. Food moringa leaves, dates, liver and green leafy vegetables like beans, peas, lentils and green banana. Pills, cod liver oil tablet, ferrous sulfate. Then safety and first aid. First aid is the immediate treatment given to the victim or trauma or sudden illness before medical help is made available. The first aid is essential because to save the life, to prevent further bleeding and determine the condition of the patient, to relieve the pain, to provide a medical care available at the earliest. Burns. We are going to discuss an important topic, burns. Sometimes or often we all come to burn little or more. So just have a look what is burning. The tissue damage caused by heat, chemical, electricity, sunlight or nuclear radiation is known as burns. Mostly burns are caused by scalds, building fires, flammable liquid and gases. There are 3 types of burns according to degree of burning. The first degree burns affect only outer layer of the skin, and second degree burns damage the epidermis and the layer beneath it. That is called dermis. The third degree burns involve damage or complete destruction of the skin to its full depth and damage to underlying tissue also. People who experience such burns often require skin grafting. Now we have come to know what type of aid or help we should do or can take when anybody gets burned. The first aid for burning. In case of minor burns, the affected area should be washed with cold water and an antiseptic cream should be applied. In case of severe burns, where deeper layers of tissues get destroyed and blisters appear, use of water should be avoided. The burnt area should be covered with a clean, non-sticking cloth or bandages. Larger burns need immediate medical attention. It is very important to keep a fire extinguisher readily available. Cut and scratches. Cuts and scratches are areas of damage on the surface of the skin. A cut is a line of damage that can go through the skin and into the muscle tissue below, whereas a scratch is surface damage that does not penetrate the lower tissue. Cuts and scratches may bleed or turn red, become infected and leave scars. First aid for cuts. For minor cuts, the affected area should be washed with cold running water and cleaned with an antiseptic liquid. Then apply an antiseptic cream on the wound and sterilized bandage should be tied to prevent infection. If the cut is deep, a clean cotton pad should be placed on the cut and pressed, and the injured person should be taken to a doctor immediately. Basic cleanliness and protection. The most important thing is to help anybody, but you must also protect yourself from HIV and other bloodborne diseases. When you help someone who is bleeding, you should wear gloves or a clean plastic bag on your hands. Be careful not to prick yourself with needles or other sharp objects around the person you are helping. Look at this picture. Can any know? Who is he? He is the great scientist Alexander Fleming. He was born in 1881. Alexander Fleming did his school education at St. Mary's School in London. As he was very much interested in studying medicine at the age of 20, he joined medical course at St. Mary's Medical College and Hospital with the help of his uncle. He was appointed the chairman of the medical board for military soldiers. In the First World War, soldiers were wounded heavily and hence many were infected with contagious diseases. They were neither cured even after applying antiseptics nor either wounds healed. These germs have spread to others too. The antiseptics reduced immunity. They spread bacteria, so an alternative to this was to be discovered. He cultured Staphylococcus bacteria in this culture media. What in this culture media? A mold is formed and I could not see Staphylococcus bacteria. What a surprise! After the research, penicillin produced by the fungus Penicillium notatum destroyed the bacteria. The world's first antibiotic penicillin was discovered in 1928. We are happier in curing millions of soldiers than getting the Nobel Prize. Penicillin cured pneumonia, diphtheria, and infected wounds. Alexander saved the life of many soldiers and prevented the communicable disease by using penicillin. Later, penicillin is used as the universal antibiotic. The discovery of Alexander is known as the Queen of Medicines, as they provide great benefits in the field of medicine. Okay, students, hope you all understand this lesson. Now we will go through the question bank of this lesson.